I saw this website, not website, it's this Instagram account. And he had like really good selection. Like they have all these pictures. It's called, what's it called? Brian Bourbon. And they have all these pictures like, oh, we just got all of this in stock. We deliver, DM me for details, and it look pretty legit.
Mm-hmm.
So I sent him a DM. I was like, hey, how much for Weller 12? And do you send to Texas? He's like, yeah, 120 for Weller 12. Give me your address, I'll send it. I'm like, God, it sounds too good to be true. Like, what's the name of your business? And that's it. He kicked me out of the messenger.
A podcast about bourbon and the ones who drink it. This is Bourbon Matters. Welcome to Bourbon Matters. I'm Jake.
I'm Dan.
I am Roberto PDL. I feel like a guest on this podcast. It's been a while.
You kind of have been. We kind of replaced you with Jake from Gold Eagle for a while.
Yeah, which is not a bad replacement.
We had no complaints on it at all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's good to have you back.
It's not a bad replacement.
All the way
Yeah.
from Texas.
All the way in San Antonio, Texas. Yeah. It's nice here. It's like 75. It was 72 degrees today.
Yeah, I bet.
It was 40 and rainy today.
Yeah. It's not as bad as December. No, it's January now.
Yeah, it's January. Dry January, baby. Everyone's excited for dry January.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm doing it.
I'm doing it too.
Today.
Yeah, me too.
I've been doing it since we celebrated at New York New Year's.
Yeah.
Oh man.
None of us made it to the regular one. I think I was in bed before that
Yeah.
happened for Chicago.
Yeah, definitely did not stay up.
But yeah, no, it's good.
Yeah, we didn't stay up either. We were in bed by like 11:40 or something. We watched the New York thing, and then we just went to bed because I was so tired.
Well, it's good to be back. I mean, holidays kind of screwed us up a little bit with schedule.
Yeah, I mean, it was nice to take a couple
Take a
weeks
little
off.
break. We hadn't taken time off in a long ass time.
Yeah.
That was nice.
And obviously Roberto had to get all settled in with the move, so it's kind of nice, fresh for the start of the year here, to get back into doing some things. I guess Roberto, you've moved. What have you been up to the last couple months since we've really we've talked on the phone a little bit, but this is the first time I've seen you since you moved to Texas, and it's on a small little computer screen, which you look better on a small computer screen than in real life.
I know, and I still have my work clothes. Yeah, I can't see you guys, so I don't know what you look like. It's been a while, but anyway.
Oh shit! I forgot to set up the. Oh Jesus.
It's probably
That's all
okay.
right. You can just watch the video on YouTube.
Ooh, good plug.
Yeah, exactly. So you are recording on YouTube? That's nice. Yeah, so it's been 10 days since you looked at me. What is that stupid
2
song?
weeks. It's been 2 weeks as the bare naked
It's
lady.
been 2 weeks since you looked at me. No, so yeah, it's been 2 months since we moved down here. Yeah, because it was October 3rd is when we moved into the house.
Yeah.
So that's exactly 3 months now. October, November, December. It was busy.
Yeah.
When Dan was mowing the grass on the farm, and it was just Jake and me, I was talking about, I packed all the liquor bottles myself, because I didn't want the movers to break them. So they offered to pack them, but I packed them all 215 myself. So that was a pain. And actually, when I realized that it wasn't that bad, is when I unpacked all of them. That was such a pain in the ass. That was way worse than packing them.
But you got the bourbon room together.
Yeah, and that was one of the first ones that we put together, which shows you the priorities.
Yeah, as it should be.
So yeah, 2 months here. We moved at a really good time for the weather. I mean, it's just been amazing here. Lindsay hates it. She's like, "Oh, it's not 0 degrees. I want it to be 0 degrees." I'm like, "What the hell are you talking about? I just played golf 4 days ago." It's like, I am not complaining. It's been in the 60s and the 70s. In January is going to be probably the same. Obviously, I'm gonna start complaining again in May when it's 110 degrees here again, but that's okay. Set up the house. The house is actually all set up. We're all unpacked. We unpacked pretty quick. So now we're getting in the groove of living here. I have not found a liquor guy. I found a couple of stores that have some really good bottles, but the guys are marking them up like at least 200%, but in some cases 500%. Actually, so yeah, in many cases, I think I sold a small batch for $200, and that was ridiculous. Taylor small batch. So yeah, the good thing is that Total Wine, which is it's a national store, they tend to have everything. I mean, they have everything, even some of the allocated. Of course, you won't find like the Weller 12s or 107s and the others, but they have some really good bourbons that you normally can't find on a regular shelf. So I think I was telling Jacob that Total Wine has on the shelf like 10 Ride the Lightnings and 10 Willet Blackens.
Yeah, I'm surprised they still have the Willet blackened.
Yeah,
because that's
nobody's
like
getting them.
They don't make it anymore. Yeah,
right.
scoop
and
those
I mean, I went by last week and it's still there.
That's surprising.
Yes, I'm like, what the hell are you? I've been picking one up here and there because I'm like, well, if you guys don't want it, I'm gonna keep growing my inventory.
Yeah.
So yeah, so then we've been going to a couple of tastings. There's a really nice steakhouse down the street that has regular whiskey tastings. Actually, they had one yesterday, but we couldn't go. They do it once a month. That's what I miss about Gold Eagle is that they did it maybe once a week.
Once or twice a week.
Yeah.
Usually.
Yeah, exactly. And now, now this steakhouse has them once a month. Total Wine has them about once a month as well. But we're starting to find some good tastings out there too. And other than that, yeah, it's just sitting here with family. Holidays was good to not travel for the first time in 12 years.
Yeah.
It was nice to just drive 10 minutes down the street of my parents' house.
Yeah.
So that's my story. And now I just got my Bourbon Matters.
Ooh, yeah.
Original whiskey glass.
Yep.
I'm really excited. This is really pretty. This is beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a little Christmas gift I got for you guys. They came out really well.
Yeah.
Nice little stemmed Glencairns.
Really nice.
Yeah, thank you, man. Yeah, this was really nice. And, Jake sent me a really nice gift. And I was telling Lindsay, like, I feel like an asshole because we didn't even have time to think about anything.
That's all right.
So we did.
Is it really all right or not?
Oh, man. Yeah. We did. I think she's the one that called me. I was just like, "You're such an asshole. You didn't get anything for anybody." I'm like, "I know. It's been crazy at work, and then with the move, it was just compounded."
Yeah, I didn't get. Normally, I do Christmas cards. I didn't get those done this year with some things I've been working on. But
yeah, Dan's got some big news.
Oh yeah, wait, what's the big news?
Yeah, so I hopefully next week I'm moving about an hour and a half away from here.
Nice.
We talked about it over the early summer. I'd split ways with the company I'd been part owner of and worked at for a long time, and said I was going to take 6 months and just enjoy life and have some fun. And I've been doing that, but the 6 months was quickly coming to an end. Didn't really know what I wanted to do after I left, but I didn't want to go back into the industry I'd been in my entire life, so I was looking for something new and talked about it a few times for fun, just to kill some time. I was working at Whiskey Acres, just scratch the itch of whiskey, and yeah, I will be working there full time, starting off as an assistant distiller. So I will take something I've been doing for a passion and turn it into a career now.
Nice.
So that'll be exciting.
Yeah.
Just trying to get the final details and the closing squared away on the house. And once I do that, we'll be down there working full time at the distillery. Definitely a big career change and a lot of other changes, but looking forward to it. They got a lot of unique things that they're working on right now. They've been steadily growing and trying to get more and more production out to keep pushing growth. And I think they got a bright future, and I'm glad to have the opportunity to be a part of it with them. But yeah, after
Nice.
Roberto moved, this will probably be my last. Well, I'll be back. I'm not like I'm too far away, but
Yeah.
I won't be doing weekly in the studio anymore. But
yeah, we'll have to do
Yeah.
it over Zoom or something like that.
but yeah, that's
Man, the bourbon studio emptied out pretty quickly.
Yeah. I'm still gonna sit in my chair.
Oh yeah, it's a beautiful chair, beautiful location.
Somebody's got to control the soundboard.
The Cowboys
Yeah,
are a
exactly.
great team.
It's a nice bourbon room.
Hey, you know what? I was
so
not
the
wrong.
house is in what town?
I'm moving to DeKalb.
DeKalb, yeah. Okay.
Um,
Wow.
So I will be. I went to college down there, so it's kind of going back to where the first time I moved away from home was DeKalb for college, and now moving back down there.
A full circle.
Full
That's pretty
circle.
cool.
Not living in the
Yeah.
same shitty college apartment I lived in
Luckily.
way back a long time ago. But no,
Nice.
it's been fun. The guys have been awesome. They've talked to me about it for a long time, and then we had some more serious talks, and then some even more serious talks, and I've been working there about 4 days a week, 4 or 5 days a week here recently, and just getting ready to be trained, and I'll be making whiskey now.
Yeah, that'll be
Nice.
fun.
Yeah, I'm running my own shift, so making my own alcohol every day.
Heck yeah. Here, you gonna send those samples in the mail or what?
No, fuck you guys. I mean,
Nice.
I think me and Jake both sent you something in the mail, and you haven't sent us anything back in the mail. So why
No,
would I
have
keep
to.
sending you things?
You've got all the
I
stuff
have to
down there.
retrospect. I have to retroactively send you something. I'll send you. It's funny actually because we were, we're being tourists in our hometown since we grew up here and spent many years here, and it's one of those that it's like shit. I had never gone to the Riverwalk to eat at one of the tourist traps, and Lindsay and I are like, well, let's go down to the Riverwalk and eat at one of those tourist traps, and we did. Anyway, so one of the souvenir stores next to it had it was a coffee mug. There was a gun. Well, I mean, the coffee mug was shaped like a gun. It was all Texas stuff, and I was like, "Oh man, I should buy that and send it up to Illinois."
No,
and then I
because the
did.
government's going to get rid of all of our guns here shortly, so they might take the coffee mug too.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah. Well, good. Congratulations on the new job
Yeah, looking forward to it.
Yeah, it'll be really cool.
in the house.
Yeah, like I said, definitely a big change, and it was one of the things I had to think about a little bit. But I think they got a bright future, and to be able to be part of it, and to see some of the new stuff that they're working on and unique things that they're doing, it'd be fun to be part of. So we'll be taking this little side project of a podcast into more full-time things.
Yeah.
But
Well, you're definitely going to have content for the podcast. That's for sure.
yeah, I'll know a little bit more, and I might sound smarter.
Oh yeah.
I might not as well, and this might be the worst decision that distiller ever made. But
Well, they gave you a trial run, huh?
yeah, that was a fun thing. Is like this was just for fun, and all of a sudden it turned into like a dress rehearsal. So
Yeah.
most people don't go into job offer negotiations having already worked for the company for quite a while, and having a good idea of what everyone is. So
Yeah, that's cool though. Really, really cool.
yeah. Jake, I
Okay,
know
so yeah, nothing exciting happens to me. So
nothing exciting happens to you. You've scored a lot of allocations lately.
oh, that's true.
Nice.
Yeah, what did I get? I got a Pappy 12.
Nice.
I got the I think the Parker's Heritage is over there somewhere.
And
It's on the other side of the table. I got the Parker's Heritage for this year, which is actually a double oak, which I'm like really excited about. That should be awesome. It's been a few different podcasts, like #1 whiskey of the year. Which was a super late entry because it dropped in December. But I'm excited for it. I got an Elijah 18, which is my favorite of like all time. So I'm excited to get another bottle of that. And then I got Old Fitzgerald 19, which I'm really pumped about.
Oh man,
I can't wait to try
that bottle
one
goes
too.
for like $2,000 online.
Yeah, I'm excited to try that one. That'll be good.
That is awesome.
Yeah, I'm gonna go back clean up this week and see if anybody's got stragglers.
Yeah. So is it from Benny's or Gold Eagle?
Both.
Nice.
Gold Eagle was the Elijah and the Old Fitz. Then I got one of their Old Forester single barrel picks too, which I'm actually really excited about that one because I missed it when they dropped it in like April. I was really pissed, but I'm glad I got one.
Yeah, good for you.
Yeah,
damn, that's awesome.
So in light of having anything more exciting than that, I thought we'd go through a couple whiskey lists, or the top whiskeys of from Whiskey Advocate, and then Fred Minnick's top 20, and kind of compare them and talk about which ones we think deserve to be there, or which ones are interesting, or whatever. So I'll start with the Whiskey Advocate. So if you don't know, Whiskey Advocate is like a whiskey magazine. It's almost like a trade magazine, but I think it's a little bit more consumer focused.
The one problem with Whiskey Advocate's top list is like some of the ones that are on there that are good and cheap are now going to be harder than hell to find because
probably
yeah. That was the McKenna 10 was not too long ago. It was
$35,
$40, and then you couldn't find it for 2 years. And
yeah.
So number 20, I'm gonna butcher these Scotch names, so just bear with me. Kryalaki, 13-year-old Bas Armagnac finish. They gave it a score of 93, and it's a Speyside Scotch. Never heard of that distillery before.
I know zero about single malts.
Number 19, Teeling Wonders of Wood Virgin Chinkapin Oak. This is an Irish whiskey. They gave it a score of 93, and that's 100 proof. I don't think I've tried any Teeling.
I haven't tried it.
I feel like I've heard good things, but can't remember.
I definitely haven't tried it. Yeah.
Number 18, which we did try, was the Hardins Creek Colonel James B. Beam 2-year-old. It's 108 proof. Got to do that math real quick. Yeah. And they gave it a score of 93, and that's a Kentucky bourbon.
I wasn't a big fan of the 2-year at all.
So, yeah, I'm kind of surprised that the Jacob's Well didn't make it, because I preferred that one over the 2-year. But I think Jacob's Well was 15, right? Mm-hmm. It's back there somewhere.
Yeah,
but
nice.
The 2-year definitely had that like peanut buttery Knob Creek note, and it was pretty like profound. So I mean, yeah, I liked it.
Nice.
I probably would have picked the other one though.
I'll have to try it.
You tried it with us?
We did? When? I don't remember that.
I don't know. That might have been like a triple headers. You might not.
I may not have a big recollection about that. Yeah.
Number 17, Indri Trini, the 3-wood. This is an Indian whiskey, which is basically a single malt, I think. They're typically single malts. The proof is 46 times 2, which is 92.
Yeah.
92 proof. And they gave it a score of 94. Number 16, Bushmills 12-year-old, which is kind of surprising. They gave a score of 93, and that's only 80 proof. That's Irish whiskey as well. Number 15, Bardstown Bourbon Company Collaborative Series Plantation Rum Barrel Finish. We tried this one at Bardstown. I absolutely love this bottle. It's really good. It's 104 proof. And they gave it a score of 93, which is interesting because they gave the Indian one a score of 94.
Right.
Yeah.
So, whatever. And the Bardstown is actually labeled as a Tennessee whiskey, which is interesting.
Oh, interesting. Why?
That's their source. That's all.
They
their
must have sourced
stuff.
That one.
Their orange own juice hasn't come out yet.
Yeah, whatever the majority of that one must have been from, probably. Number 14, Blackened Rye the Lightning Double Cask Madeira and Rum Finish. Gave it a score of 93. That's a 90 proof, and that's a Kentucky bourbon. I think we all really enjoyed that one. Yeah. That one's pretty good.
That was good.
Number 13, Mia Geekyo Peated. Japanese single malt.
Oh, there just sounds so many bad things in that.
That's great. That's
Score
awesome.
of 94. The proof is 96. God, I wish they would just give you the proof.
Yeah, no kidding.
Number 12, Tamatul Cigar Malt Alasoro Sherry Cask Finish. This is also a Speyside Scotch. It is a 86 proof. Score of 94.
Nice.
They really like 93 and 94 for scoring. Number 11, Sweetens Cove Tennessee Toasted Sugar Maplewood Finished. Score of 93. This is 110.7 proof. Yeah, 110.7 proof. It's a Kentucky and Tennessee blend. And I said it was a score of 93, right?
Yeah.
Number 10, Nelson Bros Reserve. Score of 93. Jesus. 106 point. It's like 107 proof. And that's a blend of Indiana, Kentucky, and Tennessee. Number 9, another scotch that I can't pronounce. Bruglatic. 8-year-old Isla Barley 2013. That's an Isla Scotch, score of 94, 100 proof. Number 8, Limavady Single Barrel, score of 94. Jesus.
What I'm getting is
46 times 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's an Irish.
Wow. What's your major? What's your MBA in?
Management.
It's not in accounting or finance, I'm assuming.
Not in finance. Number 7, Blue Note Juke Joint Uncut. I think the Fourth Dram guys really like Blue Note. I think they've tried it a few different times on their podcasts.
Nice.
And seem to enjoy it a lot. So they give that a score of 92, which is so far the lowest score out of the list, but it's the highest we've gotten to so far. That's a barrel proof. It's 58.65%. That's straight Kentucky bourbon. Number 6, Middleton Very Rare 2022 release. Score of 94. 80 proof Irish whiskey. I've actually heard really good things about Middleton. I've never tried one though. I'd like to try.
I haven't tried it. Yeah.
Number 5, Westward Cask Strength. Score of 94. 62.5%. And that's from Oregon. And that is a single malt. American single malt. Number 4, which really kind of surprised me, is Dewar's 12, which is a blended scotch. 80
Pretty
proof.
commercial.
Yeah, score of 94. You can probably find that anywhere.
Yeah.
Number 3, Barrel Vantage. Score of 95, which is the highest score we've seen so far. 57.22%. And that's a blend of Indiana, Kentucky, and Tennessee. Check out our episode on Barrel, and we'll see if you want to know more about them. But they're basically a massive blending house. But they do really good stuff.
And we got to try the Vantage at Sam's Tasting. Is the first time I had tried it.
Yeah. I liked it. It was pretty good.
Nice.
Number 2, Redbreast Kentucky Oak Edition, which we tried. I really like this one. It's very tasty. It's an Irish whiskey. It's 101 proof, which is higher than a lot of Irish whiskeys. So I would recommend that one. You can still find it in places, like either in the case or out on the floor. Just got to look a little bit, but you can probably still find it if you're into Irish whiskeys. And number 1, which we talked about last episode.
Yeah.
Is Jack Daniel's Bonded with a score of 97, and it's 100 proof Tennessee whiskey. And we kind of talked about with Jake, our thoughts on the Jack Bonded. I love it. I gave it a lot of praise.
That was
already.
top one. That's a top one, right? Of the year?
Yeah, for whiskey.
Yeah.
Roberto,
Oh man,
the only thing that I
good.
had a problem, I like it. That was one of my top whiskeys of the year and probably the most surprising whiskey I drank this year.
Yeah.
But when I look at 97 points, I think that's a little over exaggerated yet, though.
Yeah.
But that was
Yeah. I mean, I agree. I think it's a great whiskey. I really enjoy it. I mean, especially the value. It's great. Um, but I don't know if it would be the top whiskey of 2022. I don't know.
What did you pick for yours? Your favorite of the year?
Shoot, what did I pick? What did I pick?
I'd pull up Instagram.
Now I have to
can't
see
remember.
Oh wait, Dickel 15.
Yeah, Tickle 15.
Yeah, Tickle 15.
That's a great.
It's a really good choice.
That is a freaking good whiskey.
Yeah, I love that bottle too. It's a really good one.
And it's such a good value too.
Like easily the best $15, 15-year whiskey value. It's like
I mean,
65
hands down.
bucks. Like,
yeah,
you're not
hands
going to
down.
find any whiskey.
I think it's actually 55.
Yeah, it could be. I mean, it's
it's one of the best values out there and
pretty remarkable.
Very underrated in my opinion.
All right, so then I'm going to go through Fred Minnick's top 10, so we're not here for 3 hours. So number 10, Boulder Spirits Colorado Straight Bourbon 5-year, 122 proof. I've never heard of that before. Never tried it. Old Ezra 7-year full proof rye, 114 proof. I have not tried that one. I have an Old Ezra 7-year over there on the shelf that I have not opened yet, but it's not the rye. Four Roses limited edition small batch at number 8, clocking in at 109 proof. Number 7 is Stag, which is formerly Stag Junior, at 131 proof.
Can't call it Stag Junior anymore because it's 18. It's the 18th year of it's being released, so it's no longer a junior.
No longer a junior.
It's not a junior anymore.
They changed the bottle too.
Slightly.
They changed that a little, yeah.
Yeah. Booker's 2022-03 Kentucky Tea Batch, 126.5 proof. Number 5, Michter's 20 at 114 proof.
If you can find it.
Retail of $1,200, so good luck.
Aftermarket.
Aftermarket,
I know, exactly.
20,000, I think.
5,000 aftermarket. Yeah.
Number 4, Old Fitzgerald 19-year, 100 proof.
If you can find it.
If you can find it. None of these in the top 5 you can find, just so everyone's aware. Yeah. Number 3, George T. Stagg, part of the Buffalo Trace Antique Collection, 138.7 proof. That is a hot whiskey. Number 2, Jack Daniel's Small Batch Coy Hill, which is an even hotter whiskey at 153.2 proof. That sounds like it would be difficult to drink.
Yeah.
We tried the one last year at Sam's, and it was absolutely delicious. And clocking in at number 1 for Fred Minnick's list was William LaRue Weller, which is also part of the BTAC, at 124.7 proof. I really do like the William LaRue Weller. We tried at Sam's a couple times.
Yeah, I had it down in Florida
fantastic.
A lot last year too.
I think that's probably a pretty good choice, even though I haven't had this year's release. But
yeah,
I would think it's probably fairly consistent year to year.
The one thing I will say I like about Whiskey Advocates is a lot of that stuff is findable.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure what their criteria is and everything, because they're definitely completely different lists.
Yeah.
Where the ones that you would expect to see at the top, which are the hard ones to find because that's what everyone wants because they're the best ones out there, it makes sense that they're on that list.
Yeah, it didn't seem like Minnick was really considering value.
No.
Yeah.
But, well, tonight's episode, whatever it is right now outside, it's always dark in Illinois this time of year. We decided
I don't miss that at all, by the way.
Yeah. Screw off.
Yeah.
We're doing the Heaven Hill Bottled and Bond. Obviously, when we did our Kentucky tour, we stopped at Heaven Hill. we didn't go to their distillery. We went to the Heaven Hill Experience or whatever they call it.
Yeah, which is where they age everything.
Yeah.
Which is out by I can't remember what town it's by.
That day kind of became a blur.
Yeah, they distill everything in Louisville.
Yeah.
And then ship it out to wherever the Heaven Hill Experience is, which is like the main kind of like showroom type
That's
thing.
their visitors area.
Yeah. Thank you.
Really nice place.
Yeah, it was. I really liked it.
That was probably the biggest. I mean, well, Heaven Hill's massive. It's the largest distillery in the U.S.
Yep.
And they distill so many different brands there.
Yeah.
And so the gift shop is massive. I would say it's about the same size as Buffalo's.
Yeah. Probably.
A lot of cool things, and then rooms to watch movies and tasting rooms and things that were all there.
Yeah.
So that was fun. It's not really a tour because you don't get to see the distillery because you're not at the distillery.
Yeah.
But Heaven Hill Bib Bottled and Bond 7-year is kind of their flagship. The one that, I mean, when you think Heaven Hill, this is normally the bottle you're going to think of.
Yeah. I think this is the only one that actually has the distillery name on it too.
Well, besides Heaven Hill 17 and
yeah, well,
and besides Buffalo Trace.
yeah, but it's that. So I didn't realize this through 2019. It was only a 6-year Bottled and Bond.
Oh, I didn't know.
And then
and that was people like the 6 better than the 7.
And it was way cheaper too. I think that was like a $25-$30 Bottled and Bond. In 2019, they upped it to 7-year, and the price went up. And it's one of those. The mash bill on it was 78% corn, 12% malt, and 10% rye. So it's a low rye bourbon mash bill. And then obviously at 100 proof with it being bottled in bond and aged 7 years is what it says on the front. It's one that you're not normally going to see on the shelves.
Yeah.
I've seen it a little bit more on some shelves as of late. But it's not like an easily available walk into any liquor store you're going to find it.
Yeah, not usually. It's usually in a case or behind the counter. It's not one that usually is price gouged though.
No, it's usually the price is always going to be, I think it's actually like a $50, but I think a lot of times you see it for that $60 range.
Yeah.
But it's never one that it's if they put it on the shelf, it's going to be picked up right away, I think.
Yeah, usually.
Yeah, so which is different than down here in Texas because you can go to any store and it's on the shelf and it's there. It's not.
It's probably
like people are not
problem.
scooping it up. Yeah, like I've been to like 3 or 4 different liquor stores here where I've seen it on the shelf just perfectly fine sitting there.
Yeah.
And it's not, people are not swarming it and trying to get it, which is it's so weird because in Illinois you would find some that you just cannot find down here. Like Willet Pot Still, it's on every shelf in Illinois, and here it's hard to find.
Yeah. Yeah. It's weird the way that they decide to allocate things to the different states.
Crazy.
But yeah, I mean, this is a really I like this whiskey a lot. Heaven Hill is probably my favorite distillery. Elijah Craig is probably my favorite label. So which is made by Heaven Hill. So I have a little loyalty towards this brand.
It's
I'm a big fan of Heaven Hill.
Well, that's because Roberto's got his mellow corn is Heaven Hill. That's where he got his hat, was from Heaven Hill.
And my candle. And Jake sent me a link to the sweatshirts. I'm like, man, I'm about to get one. It's great.
Oh yeah.
No, Jesus.
The mellow corn sweatshirt, yeah.
But it's green. I don't understand. I was hoping it would be yellow with red letters. Yeah, it's green with white letters. It's weird.
Yeah, I mean Dan said this is a high corn, low rye mash bill. I think the corn definitely comes through a bit. It does have pretty deep oak note. Mm-hmm. Being a 7-year, it is pretty old for bottled and bond. On the nose, I'm kind of getting like A little bit of sweetness, maybe some like baking spices.
I was thinking
like
baking spice.
warm spices.
Yeah. I smell that for sure. I'm getting leather in this. I'm getting cereal on the nose.
Getting a little bit of like maple syrup too on the nose.
Yeah. And then there's some things like cereal, something that I can't identify, but it's I don't know. I don't know how to describe it. It's like you were saying, like a warm cereal, nutty.
Yeah, there's a little bit, like a like drier,
Corn
nuttier
Chex.
kind of taste.
Corn
Yeah.
Chex.
Yeah, that's a good.
Yeah, a little bit like popcorn, maybe even. But definitely oaky. The oak is definitely present. I like the oak flavor here. It smells also like maybe banana nut bread.
Yeah, I'm not getting any banana on it. Maybe it's because I hate banana.
It's not banana, but like banana bread. Because there's that barley cereal, something's there that's very cereally. That's really nice. But also vanilla. There's vanilla in here for sure.
Yep.
I really enjoy the smell of this on the nose. It's really nice.
Yeah,
it's really nice.
I really like the viscosity is like really good.
Yeah.
It kind of like moves like warm maple syrup or like a hot syrup. It has a really nice, pretty long finish. Where a lot of the like wood notes come through in the char.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a good way to say the wood. The wood notes are really nice in here. On the palate, it's definitely oaky and spicy. Even though it's only 10% rye, I taste a very nice lingering spice. It's not overwhelming. It's not overpowering, but it's a nice lingering spice. And I don't know if it's the rye or what, but it's really nice and spicy and leathery and tobacco-y.
Yeah. Like for me, the finish kind of lingers near the front instead of the back, which like typically I'll feel the finish in the back more.
Yeah, it's like a mullet, business in the front, party in the back.
So we've talked about simple bourbons where you get basically on the nose or palate, you get basically one flavor, 1 scent. We've talked about complex ones where you get like it takes you on a journey where you smell a lot of different things and you taste a lot of different things. This one to me is kind of like the middle ground where it's just a very well balanced, well blended. You can get a couple different flavors, but you're not gonna be, ooh, I taste this, now I taste this, now I taste this. It's all blend, all the flavors blend together and just make it a easy drinking, but it's not like it's a crazy complex bourbon, but at the same point it's not like a one note.
Right. And this is like what you would expect a good Kentucky bourbon to taste like.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
There's nothing like incredibly surprising in it. But it is like comforting, I guess. If like you want that prototypical bourbon, like this is like a go-to.
Yeah. And this is one too that it's fine to, it's not like it's crazy hard to find, but you got to search a little bit for it. But the fact that it is always going to be in that $50 to $60 range, it's one of those good scores where if you see it, grab it for $50-$60.
Yeah.
You'll feel good about it. It's going to be worth the money when you get it. But it's not one that you should go crazy hunting for and spend lots of money on.
No. Yeah.
I would not spend a lot of money now.
Yeah. Not worth overpaying for. Maybe like 65, 70 would be the most I would pay. If I had never had it before.
Yeah.
Having had it.
Yeah, if you're looking for your first bottle, that's, again, in Illinois, because here in Texas, if you're looking for it, you will find it.
Yeah, just go drive down to Texas and buy it.
Yeah, just drive down to San Antonio. But if you're in a state where this is not readily available and it's the first time trying it, I think it's worth trying. I think it's a great bourbon.
Yeah,
7 years, so it's nice, it's flavorful, it's balanced, it's very well balanced. And like you said, it's what a Kentucky bourbon should taste like. So it's quintessential Kentucky straight bourbon. And I would, I would say, like, all right, if somebody's marking it up to 70, 75, it's probably worth it, but not more than that. And of course, if you live in a state where it's everywhere, you should just go get a bottle for $45. And
Yeah.
It's
not 45, like 65, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is one where if you're looking for a $50 to $60 bottle, and you're newer into whiskey, this is a perfect one. There's the problem with that $50 to $60 range is there's so much competition there.
Yeah.
And there's so many good things. Now, obviously Heaven Hill is one that performs well, which is why it's not super easily findable everywhere. So it's worth it. I mean, put this up against Michter's would be a similar for price comparison, right?
Pretty close, yeah.
So wait, I just looked up the retail. It retails for 40.
Not around.
Oh.
The 7-year BIB retails for $40.
Where is?
I'm trying to think of what it is
online?
at retail here. I feel like it's closer to 50 at retail here.
Yeah.
Sometimes
this one
varies state to state.
Yeah, well, this one I'm looking online. I'm looking at Breaking Bourbon.
Yeah.
What year was that article written?
It's this is the 2019 release.
Okay.
So it's a couple years old.
Yeah, it's gone up.
Yeah.
Everywhere, like some of the stores that you can actually get it, like DoorDash and stuff, are in that 50, 55 range.
Yeah.
That makes sense, though. Yeah. Yeah, it is a popular bourbon. It makes sense that they probably... Yeah, $54.99 is retail now.
Yeah.
All right, that makes sense.
So in that $55 range, there's a lot of really good things to choose from. This is not one that you're going to go wrong with, though.
Yeah, I mean, that's, and this is a good one if you're overwhelmed with the amount of decision or like possibilities. Like this is one that I think everybody would be happy with.
Mm-hmm.
So this is a good entry level into that like price bracket.
Yeah. Second tier.
I agree.
Yeah.
I mean, I would not be disappointed at all with this bourbon if it was, if I was getting into bourbon and trying to find some good bottles, like the mid to upper shelf bottles. And I say that not from a price standpoint, but I say that from a quality and how well respected this bourbon is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, this is something that you definitely, you buy it, you celebrate it, and you drink it with friends and family because it's something it's very enjoyable. I think it's super well balanced.
Yeah, and it's got a lot of the same notes as like Henry McKenna and Elijah Craig.
Yeah.
So, if you like this one or you like Elijah Craig's small batch, you kind of know that family is all, within the same wheelhouse in terms of flavors. Like you're not really gonna go wrong with any of those
at all.
One of the things I do like about Heaven Hill, over some of the others is that, they do have much more like readily available product than like a Buffalo Trace or one of the other massive distilleries, and they don't seem to be very stingy about releasing like really good whiskey at like affordable prices and in like large quantity. We're like, I mean, like the Old Fitzgerald is like a different tier, but like, this is pretty findable. At least at like certain times of the year when it drops, fairly regularly, probably. Henry McKenna seems to be coming back more and more. Elijah Craig is always available.
Right. And you're seeing more and more of the barrel proof Elijahs were harder to find, but you're seeing more and more barrel proof Elijah Craig.
Yeah. And the toasted too. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, barrel proof is actually, well, I mean, it's not easy to find, but it's definitely a lot more common than it was 3 or 4 years ago.
Yeah.
When you really had to fight to find a bottle.
Yeah, that was that was almost like a one-time a year release, wasn't it?
Yeah. And I think they told us that at Heaven Hill when we went. Because I asked the counter lady, because Elijah Toasted was the bottle that they were selling, the special bottle they were selling that day.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I asked her, and she's like, "Yeah, we release it once a year, and that's it." So that makes sense, but maybe they're still releasing it once a year, but maybe more.
Batches of the barrel proof throughout the year now, because I think there was 3 or 4 this
Yeah,
year.
right.
Yeah, there's usually an A, B, and C batch release throughout the year. Like they had the batch proof at the at Heaven Hill when we went there,
it was you could buy batch proof that day or barrel proof that day, and then since we were on the little bit higher end tasting, we were able to get it toasted that day.
Yep, that's right.
Yeah,
I do remember that.
That was very good.
Shortly after that, I don't remember much though.
Yeah.
I don't remember. I don't remember a lot because that's the day that we started Barstown with an old fashioned at 9 a.m. Then we had the tasting, and Barstown did not hold back on the tasting.
Yeah.
That was one of the best tastings of the tour or the trip. And then we went to Heaven Hill.
No,
right?
we went to Talbot's before
we
we
went
all
to
had our
lunch
flight
first.
of whiskey.
Oh shoot. That's probably why.
Yeah. The Heaven Hill tasting was one where they were like, okay, first one's Elijah small batch, and you drank it, and you're like, this is so good. He just got louder and louder every time we drank the next one.
I was trashed, man. I was so drunk. And I stole the glasses too.
Oh, I forgot
about that.
But they skimped down on the glasses. Most distilleries will give you a free glass with your tasting. And this one was like, no, sorry, you got to leave the glass. I'm like, screw it. I put them in my pocket.
Well, to be fair, Jake, they didn't invite us the first time. We just went there.
That's true.
We weren't there by invite.
But yeah, that tasting was actually what sold me on trying to get Parker's Heritage. Because the one that we tried there wasn't this year's release. It was a few years ago. It was like an orange curacao.
Yeah, and I wasn't a fan of it.
Oh, I liked it a lot. Typically, I'm not a fan of that like dreamsicle kind of taste, but I really liked that one. So yeah, when they told me this year that I could pick between that or a BTAC thing, I was like, give me the Parkers.
Nice. But no, that was good. Heaven Hill 7 years is a great one to find. Not like it's super hard, but it's definitely one worth picking up. Heaven Hill didn't invite us, but if you haven't been paying attention to the Instagram, we did get invited by Stellum to try some of their new rye and their new bourbon.
Yeah,
and they actually sent us some samples that almost made us feel like we were kind of ballers. To get a sample from a distillery sent to us in their little small handwritten labels.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
That was nice. I liked them. I think you guys were talking shit about them. I'm like, it's fine.
I liked them.
I didn't dislike them.
I liked them. The bourbon I thought was really good. The rye I wasn't as overly high on, but
yeah, the rye was interesting. They're MGP, right?
Yes. Or well, they can be sourced from anywhere, I believe. I don't think they limit to a particular place.
Yeah, I mean, the rye. I agree. The rye wasn't anything that I would go out of my way to try. The bourbon was good. I think. What was it? Was it Hunter's Moon?
I think Hunter's Moon was the bourbon. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would recommend
Lone Cypress was the rye.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. The rye was okay. But yeah. I think the Hunter's Moon was actually really nice.
Yeah, it was pretty. Good bourbon. And
now we're gonna get a lot more samples from Whiskey Acres, so that's good.
I don't know where you're getting those from.
All right. You want to wrap this up?
Speaking of Instagram, yeah. So I'm a guest on this show, but I'm going to tell you about the Instagram handles anyway.
We have
Instagram.
We have multiple Instagram handles.
Yeah. Well, Instagram and then the rest of the handles. Bourbon Matters. Look us up on Instagram. Good content. You have links to the episodes. I think. I don't know how that works. But at least we describe the episodes and what we try, what we taste, and we have other fun things in there. Then Facebook's got the same handle, Bourbon Matters, no spaces, at Bourbon Matters. It's similar content. We interact with other groups and maybe some of the distilleries that we mentioned. So yeah, follow us. We're growing the following really nicely thanks to Jenna Ray. She does a good job with the socials.
Yep.
And then you can also find us on the website, which is geez, I don't know what it is.
BourbonMattersPodcast.com.
Bourbon Matters Podcast.
It's been a while since I've been on it as well too.
Oh man, it's been like 3 months since I've said that.
Yeah. The website's a lot of episodes behind.
Yeah, that's had some issues.
So if you do want to listen to us, don't go to the website.
Well, you couldn't listen on the website anyways. You could watch the YouTube. You could get a link to the YouTube on the website, but you couldn't listen.
Yeah. So
into Instagram, right? I think it pulls the content.
It pulls the content from Instagram.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, good.
So yeah, if you want to listen, check us out wherever you listen to podcasts, Spotify, Apple, Amazon, Stitcher. You know, there's a few other places too. But give us a listen, or you can watch us on YouTube. Search for Bourbon Matters. You should be able to find us pretty easily.
Nice. Well, we'll get back into the regularness of it here pretty quick. Now the holidays are over. I got to get moved and get set up. But we'll get back to doing these more regular. I know we've talked a little bit. I think we're going to try and do some more interviews this in 2023.
Yep.
Bring some new content in, so it's not just all us three talking about bourbon every week. We're trying to get some new things in. Learn about some new distilleries or more about whiskey stuff and things like that. So exciting year coming forward. Glad we were all able to schedule some time together here quick before the year really gets rolling, but definitely going to be back into regular things here pretty quickly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I forgot to say in the happenings. I know I'm not going back to the episode. I'm just saying, this Saturday, my sister gave us 2 tickets to Andalusia Distillery in Blanco, Texas. They do countrywide. They distribute countrywide some really good bourbons. I'll report back in the next episode. But I'm planning on having a good time and buying some bottles.
Yeah, that sounds cool.
Check them out. There's some really good whiskey that, again, they distribute countrywide.
Where's that
at? Blanco, Texas. It's about 30 minutes from my house.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Anyway.
Cool.
All right, guys.
Forgot to mention that. Back to you.
Well, Roberto, good to see you again. We'll get back onto the weekly thing here shortly, and that way we'll be able to talk to you more often again, unfortunately. It's been nice having a break from Roberto.
Yeah, you guys got to come down here. I'm telling you, Devil's River. It's like, dude, bring your podcast to my lobby and we'll do it here.
Nice.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
So,
yeah.
All right.
Cool. All right.
Good seeing you guys.
Yep.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers. I don't know how we do the clink. I don't know how to do it.
It's going to be really difficult when we're all three in different locations.
Nice.